All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Thursday, April 11th, set today by Jack. I took a quick look at some of the clues and I have not an inkling what they're about, so this might be a tough one today. Clubs are able to sell back drink. Oh, I'm not sure if it's going to be clubs. And we have a charade of able, which could be can. I think it must be able to sell and then back drink. Either we put a type of drink backwards or we put able to sell backwards. Or on the other hand, it could be a drink. And what are clubs? Well, C, I suppose, in bridge notation. And then able to sell back. Again, this able to sell part is tripping me up. Let's try one down. Warning, gold is going down in sale. If it had said gold is going up, I would think we're going to reverse something for gold, usually OR from the heraldic gold or AU for the chemical symbol. But gold is going, maybe one of those two appears in a word for sale and we move those letters downwards. And again, the definition could either be warning or sale. No, how about acknowledge, actor's gift. The first thing that comes to mind is thank. With Tom Hanks, we saw that before, but since it's just 5 letters, I don't think so. Acknowledge. What is an actor's gift? Their voice? No. How about doctor cites case of agoraphobic recluse? Well, case of we often see meaning the outer letters. So then could it be the A and the C of agoraphobic? And doctor could mean to anagram, maybe cites plus AC. Oh, there is a word they used in a recent crossword as a synonym for recluse, ascetic. And I remember thinking, oh, that's not exactly the same thing, but I suppose it's close enough. So I think that is an anagram of cites plus the AC. Yeah, that's close enough. Let's go back to the acrosses. Nothing is coming to me there. Moderate or moderate, payment in advance, expected to arrive. Ooh. Moderate? Is that the definition? Are expected to arrive? Is it something to do with a baby, embryo? Payment in advance. Is there a term for that? HP? Hire purchase? No, that's payment in arrears. Down payment? No. Boat with advanced instrument for making deep soundings, deep soundings. But it's funny, I do read it as an instrument for making deep soundings, which could be a bass. But how is that boat with advanced? I don't think it is. There is a bass boat used for fishing for bass, but I don't think that's it. What other instrument for making deep soundings? No. Discount, conservative, being supported by meeting, on record. All right, we have a C, which is often what conservative means in a clue, in which case discount or discount would be the definition. So conservative being supported by meeting, on record. So it could end in EP as a record or LP. Or to tape can be to record or to log. No, I can't think of a good synonym for discount, but it could be discount as in reduce in price, or it could be to not take seriously, to discount some evidence. No. Order, cheap, close, child rejected. Well, child rejected makes me think it's some other word with, is it just a C can be child or CH that we have to remove? Of course, order makes me think of anagramming, but I'm not sure that's the case here. Oh goodness, this is a tough one today. How about condition that makes one restless? Inertia. I presume it's a medical condition. Oh, could it simply be insomnia, where you don't get a good night's rest? And so it's just a cryptic definition. It doesn't seem that cryptic, really. But let's leave it in for now. Officer, belonging to precinct, protecting chief of police. Where's the definition here? I'm thinking it's going to be an officer. Is there a word for belonging to precinct? Maybe just local? And then that's protecting, which usually means going around. Oh, chief of police could simply be the first letter of police, a P. Belonging to precinct. Well, what officer rank can I think of here? Of course, it could also be an officer of a company, not a director. No. Going on. Boring sample comprising carbon and rock. Oh, is carbon just C or is it Ca? I think Ca is calcium. And rock. Yikes, boring. Maybe boring is the definition. Oh, or no, maybe is a boring sample an ore? And then with the C, well, we could get core. No, I think it's going to be C plus some type of rock, or the verb to rock. Boring sample. What do you call it when they drill down and take a little sample? C, report, have an effect. Yikes. A report can also be a loud noise as well as an actual report. I wonder if it could be a triple definition. See, report, have an effect. No. Taking on, English politician making false claims about leader of opposition. All right, well, English is often just E. Politician is usually an MP. So I can think of a word starting with EMP that would mean taking on, as in taking on a worker, would be employing. And so making false claims is lying, and that goes about the first letter of opposition. Oh, thank goodness, got another one. Criticize, article about temple. Sounds like the definition is going to be criticize, and we're going to put article, which is usually the for the definite article, or a and or an for the indefinite article. It's not going to be a single a because it has to go about temple. Now, it could be a religious temple or it could be the temple of your head. But what's criticize? We often see pan if we want a short word, or savage. I think most likely it's going to be the going around a temple, and it's going to mean criticize. No, could be a and n. Criticize. No, not seeing it. Let's get rid of those for now. File that may be used to support newspaper. And we have article again. No, not getting that. Impasse, broken by British person working with me. British person, I think again, I'm thinking British might simply be person. This could be so many different words, but working with suggests an anagram with ME. So we would need 8 letters from, well, British person if the definition is impasse broken. But then again, broken could be an anagram, and so it could be anagram impasse, and then by British person, and it means working with me. No, or with me. No, not getting it. Expert, tackling new problem one may have to face. The very first synonym short word for an expert I thought of was an ace. And if it tackles N for new, you get acne. So it's a problem one may have to your face or on your face. That's clever. Joint, bank statement revealing some doubts. I don't know where to start with that one. I'm not thinking of short words for a bank statement. I'm thinking some doubts. Maybe an adjective that applies to some doubts one might have. No? How about ambassador is partial to caramel cheesecake. Yeah, we had caramel the other day as the answer. I know from watching Cracking the Cryptic and David Webb that ambassador, the title is His or Her Excellency, and so the initials are HE. So I'm thinking that's part of the wordplay and is partial to, so something like HE likes or something. But then, is there a specific name for a caramel cheesecake? And that does sound good. I love a turtle cheesecake. Haven't had one of those in a while. But what is caramel, or just maybe is partial to caramel? No. Oh, could it be a hidden clue? And they're saying is partial to is a very questionable way of saying is part of caramel cheesecake. But who would that be? Melch? Elchi? Is there a specific ambassador with that name? Am I missing some other word for an ambassador? Envoy? Consul? Nope, not seeing it. All right, let's go back to the Downs. Anxious to be seen as chaste. Oh, that's it has the dreaded question mark, indicating this is a bit of a stretch. Maybe it's just a word for anxious. To be seen as, it's not a homophone. Nope. How about novel by me is odd and free from physical constraints? Well, I think this is probably an anagram of novel by me. That is going to be odd or strange anagrammed. And it's going to mean free from physical constraints. What is the ending going to be? Let's try the anagram helper. Not seeing something yet. We do have envoy in there, but free from physical constraints. Something like theoretical. It might be an adverb ending in ly. But I'm not seeing it. No, are you seeing it? Yeah, just let me pause, and I'm going to do this on paper. I find that more helpful. Well, I'm not finding anything, and I'm thinking, wait a minute, novel can also be an anagram indicator, and is odd has 5 letters to replace novel. So let's try that again. By me is odd. I see we have the DIS. Ooh. Oh, disembody. So it's a verb. To free from physical constraints is to. I was not expecting it to be a verb. All right, thank goodness for realizing the error of my ways. Now our moderate payment in advance expected to arrive. No, not seeing it. How about author? Audibly expressed regret for destruction of life support system. Author audibly expressed regret sounds like it's the wordplay because then for can often indicate the definition comes after it. But how is destruction of life support system a single word? Yikes. Well, would audibly expressed regret be? I think audibly is a homophone, maybe, indicator. So it might just simply be expressed regret, rude, or something. And then we need a short author. I don't think it's going to be pen because that would be a writer, not an author. So it might be a short author like Poe. Destruction of life support. Nope, still, no matter how many times I read it out, I'm not getting it. All right, let's try green. Energy company operated illegally, retaining 6 employees regularly at fault. Yeah, there were so many words I was beginning to think it was one where we take the first letter of each word or the last letter, but it's 13 letters, so it's not going to be that. But regularly suggests we take even or odd letters. Could it be some amazing construction where we take every 4th letter or every 5th letter and it means at fault? Yikes. Maybe the definition is green energy, something like wind farms or geothermal something or other. No, I think I need some more letters for that. China tea lab brewed is delicious. Well, brewed makes me think of an anagram, but China is 5, so that's going to give us too many letters with tea lab. Oh, I see in tea lab we have ABLE, so something delicious might be delectable. Oh, we do have an E and a T left over. China, of course, can also be me old China, me old friend. Oh, if it's pal, palatable. Is that right? 2 A's, 1 E? Yeah, I think so. Well, 3 A's total, including the one in pal, but I think that's right. Now our officer has a P and a C. Now, if the chief of police is P, there it is. And so we have belonging to precinct protecting it. And it's an officer. Not seeing it. All right, how about rat's characteristic yellow pigment? I think it's going to be yellow pigment, but what is a rat's characteristic? Now, it may not be the rodent rat. It could be a rat, as in somebody who spills the beans. Rat's characteristic. And then what is a yellow pigment? I'm trying to remember the different yellows I've used whenever I painted in the past. No, not thinking of one. All excited, about cold, drink of milk. Well, I'm thinking all excited is an anagram of all, and it goes about at least a C for cold, which would give us a something to do with lactose for milk. Oh, what if it's T? Is lacteal a word, an adjective meaning of milk? Let me pause and look that up. Yes, indeed. That's what lacteal means. All right. So now we're criticizing. Oh, sorry, wrong one. Here we go. File that may be used. Ooh. Ah, yes. A newspaper article could be a column, and a file of soldiers would be a column. Or if it's used to support things, it could be a column. I think it's a triple definition. It might simply be double, a file that may be used to support. But I do think a file is a column of soldiers. Anyway, we'll see what 15 squared has to say about it. All right, person put forward new rule in overbearing manner after taking sides. Well, taking sides, and this is, I suppose, one tip for beginners, is when you read every clue, there are certain words that indicate wordplay. I don't think you need to memorize all of those words because they keep coming up with new ones. But I think the trick is to think about how these words could be applied literally to letters in words. And so if you think of a word and you take its sides, you're removing its outer letters. And I'm thinking manner, if you take away its sides, leaves you with A and N E. But we're also told overbearing. Now, it's not one I've seen before, but I'm wondering if that is telling us to then take that A and an E and put it backwards. So a person, oh no, it's not that at all. Hold on, because I'm thinking a person put forward is a nominee. However, that mucking about with manner did get me close enough, I suppose. Or actually, I should have seen the nominee from the NM and N. But new rule so new I think is just simply N, and a rule in overbearing manner. Oh, maybe we just take the sides of no. Okay, I'm I'm completely lost with this one now. New rule. Is there a rule hidden in there? Person, I think person put forward has to be nominee. Yeah, not seeing it. All right, well, so much for my trying to teach you about reading crossword clues. Disregard all that. Although I think it is still good advice to think about how words could literally apply to other words. So, for example, go back might simply be saying put the word go backwards. I think, though, that's not the case here. An unrealistic promise, weed made ultimately. So ultimately usually will indicate the last letter of the previous word. So that would mean this might end in E. I'm thinking go back on could be renege. But how then I can see made ultimately is that E. But how is unrealistic promise weed? No, it might be a D because it would be the last letter. Oh, actually, the last letters of unrealistic promise weed made make seed. And if something goes back, like my hairline, then it will recede. And oh, on, this innocent looking on means on the subject of, or re. So re, and then the last letters of the next four words means go back. Yikes. Start to learn. That sounds like L. Every single. Actors first. Name. So I think it might simply be a name. Start to learn is the L. Every single could be each. Well, what if it was Leach? That's not an actor's first name. I think it's going to be every single, and then maybe end in A for actors first. Liana. But yeah, I'm struggling to get that fourth letter. Well, that might be. Let's look again at 27. So it doesn't begin HE, but ambassador is partial. Well, let me think again about that El Chi, if it is hidden within caramel cheesecake, see if that is something. Well, well, well. There is a word El Chi, and I thought it was going to be maybe the name of a specific ambassador, maybe from history. But no, it is a word that means an ambassador. Extraordinary. Oh, it's short for ambassador, extraordinary, and plenipotentiary. My goodness, I wonder what the origin of that is. It is a borrowing from Turkish. So now I know. So then this must be leech. But start to learn is the L. Every single is leech. Actor. Oh, that is clever. Cary Grant's original name was Archibald Leach. And isn't there some film where another character mentions an Archibald Leach to Cary Grant and he says something about, oh, he was a very disreputable fellow? That is very clever, but you really have to know your movie trivia to get that one. All right, I think we've been through everything. Let's look at one where I have a lot of letters. I don't want to look at that long green energy one. Let's try C, report, have an effect. No. Criticize, article about, temple. Well, funnily enough, we could have the in the middle, but I don't think that's it. Yeah, I'm not seeing a good word for criticize. No. All right. We have a few letters here. Impasse, broken by British person working with me. No, I think I'm going to have to resort to wordplays.com for this one. You put in the length and what letters you have, and it shows matching words. So let's see what that has to say. Well, the only likely word I see is stablemate. And I could see maybe somebody working with you, even if they're not a horse, you might refer to them as a stablemate. But how is that impasse? Oh, stalemate is an impasse, of course. And it's broken by British B. Ah, yes. Now it makes sense. I would never have thought of that, but I should have thought of impasse as stalemate, particularly with the candidates tournament going on at the moment. Any of you watching that? All right. Yeah, let me look up synonyms for discount and see what I might have. All right, well, this was very far down the list of synonyms, but concession. And so I think it's just con for conservative, not simply C as we usually see, but con. And then a meeting on record, I think, is a session. Oh, hold on. No, that can't be right. No, sorry, because of course I was thinking of session with an S. Let's check that. Oh, it is right. How is that right? So I suppose if you make I only think of concession as in negotiations, you make a concession. Then conservative being supported by meeting on record. No, I'm not fully understanding that. Let me just click the check this again. It is right. I can't believe it. All right, how about our author audibly expressed regret for destruction of life support system? Oh, I wonder if it's an like destruction of an ecosystem. Ah, there is an author, Umberto Eco, or there was. And then a word for expressed regret. We need a homophone. And it's going to be destruction of life. So let me pause and look that up. Yes, I even said something about sighing earlier. And so it sounds like sighed. And I should have thought of that ending of words for killing of side, ecocide. Not a word I know, but I think we can all work out what it means from the constituent parts. So now is this going to be a DGE word or a D, maybe a DLE, DDLE, moderate, payment in advance, expected to arrive. Yikes, let me look at candidate words for that. No, I'm not. Well, there's a lot of words that fit that pattern. The only one I liked was middle. The middle people could be seen as being moderate, but then I don't know how payment in advance, expected to arrive. No. I did look at this one though. Anxious to be seen as chaste. Well, if you're anxious, you might be uneasy. And if you're seen by people as chaste, you're seen as not easy, you're uneasy. Oh, well, that's going to put a U here. Muddle, puddle. Let me put in muddle and check it. No. All right, I'm going to go ahead and reveal it. We're pretty far along here. Subdue. Ah, payment in advance is your sub and expected to arrive is due, of course. Now, moderate, subdue. I suppose they're close enough. All right, this is not going to be an eco thing. I'm thinking it's going to begin with UN. It could begin with ANNI. And how is the regularly 6? So if we're going to take letters regularly from, let's say, employees, and we have the M, it would be MLYE, which doesn't seem likely. I don't think the definition is going to be employees regularly at fault. No, I think I'm going to have to resort to wordplays.com, and surely there aren't too many 13 letter words that match this pattern. Well, it's the obvious word for green in the eco sense, and that is environmental. So how is this going to work? I think energy might simply be E. Company operated illegally. Oh, I can see it retains VI for 6. And it might be employees regularly, but I must have miscounted. No, I'm not seeing how the wordplay works for this one. So we'll head over to 15 squared at the end and take a look at that. Now a boring sample. Oh, a core, I suppose. Yes, I think I said or. So carbon is C, rock is ore, and a boring sample, they take a core. All right, how about this officer now? Yeah, I'm going to have to, nothing is coming to me, I'm going to have to use wordplays.com. It must be an inspector as an officer. Unless that's chief of police, but I don't think so. Belonging to precinct. We do have a lot of the letters of precinct. Not enough, though. Belonging to precinct. We have insect OR, but I don't see how that would be belonging to precinct. All right. Yeah, let's try and finish with the top left. These clubs are able to sell back drink. Yeah, I'm not going to reveal this one. Cognac, okay. So clubs is C, and are able to sell goes backwards. It's can go. Now, how is go sell? That I do not get. I think that's just, yeah, such a stretch. If there's some sense, particular context in which to sell is to go. Maybe I'm missing something very obvious. All right, how about our warning? Gold is going down in sale. Yeah, I'm not, there should be a word for a warning, a caveat, a caution. Yeah, I can see Ah, yes. And so the sale is an auction. Oh, hold on. Yeah, I was, yeah, started to type auction because I said it. So you start with auction as a sale, and then you move the AU from the beginning to after the C. Ah, very clever. Now acknowledge actor's gift. So I think because we had Archibald Leach, I think it's going to be grant because you acknowledge something, you grant that. You acknowledge somebody's point. Yes, I'll grant that. An actor is grant, and a gift might be a grant. All right. Now our boat. Oh, tuba, of course, is another deep instrument. And the boat is a tub, sort of insulting term for a boat. And advanced must simply be A. All right. Now, order, I'm immediately thinking of a word for an order is a diktat. Is it spelled with a K? Maybe in another language. I can't remember if it is in English. Oh, I think it must be a K because cheap clothes are cheap anything is called tat, and a child is a kid, and all of that is rejected or put backwards. Wow. All right, bottom left. See, report, have an effect. No, I'm going to reveal that one. Tell. I think I can certainly see if something has an effect, then it's telling. It tells. And to report something could be to tell it. Now, how is see? I suppose if I can see the time, I can tell what time it is, or I can. Not sure about that meaning, but I think it is a triple definition. Now, our rat's characteristic. Oh, it could be a tail. Yellow pigment. Or could it be a tattler? A rat? But then where would the characteristic yellow pigment come in? I don't know. Let me put in tattler. Let's check it. No, all right, let's reveal it. A traitor. Oh, of course. A characteristic is a trait. Yellow, we talked about gold being OR. I think that can also be yellow in heraldry. Yikes. All right. Just two left. Criticize article about temple. Oh, yeah. So now I'm not sure where the article about would go because it could only be AN, but then we would have to start with two A's. I'm going to go ahead and reveal this one. Pantheon. It's so here about is not saying put one word about another. It is in the sense of it is on a certain subject, it is about the subject. So pan is criticize, the is the article, and a temple, as in Greece, would be a pantheon. All right, last one. Joint. Oh, yeah, I never really took much time on this. Joint bank statement revealing some doubts. Well, is it going to be a joint of the body like the elbow or something like that? Bank statement Revealing some doubts. No, I'm going to reveal that one. Reefer. Oh, it's another kind of joint. A reefer. So now our bank statement revealing some doubts. No, I don't get the wordplay there, so there's quite a few I need to look at today on 15 squared. Before we go there, though, let me check all, see if I made any other errors. No, everything else seems to still be there. All right, today's blog is by Eileen. Let's see, fairly tricky, enjoyable, rewarding, meticulously clued, excellent surfaces. Eileen had a bit of head scratching, but finally worked them out. Oh, there were 3 triple definitions. I just remember seeing 2. Didn't see any theme. Well, I think just Cary Grant. All right, let's see. The ones I was not sure about. Yes, Kango are able to sell, I think. So I'm glad Eileen isn't sure of go as sell. Let's see what they say in the comments. Session sounds like session on record. So it was a homophone of session. All right. Let's see. A sector is a precinct in sector belonging to sector around P for police, of course. Tell triple definition. I'm just not sure. I suppose if you're able to see something, you can tell. I can tell by the way. What is the that song? Never on a Sunday or something like that. You would love to be right. Let's see. 26. Reef is a bank. Oh my goodness. And is a statement revealing some doubts. Oh my goodness. Yes. And Elchi was a new word for Eileen. All right, in the Downs, I think there were just 2. Oh, Enron is the company operated illegally. Actually, energy company operated illegally, retaining VI men and the alternate letters of at fault. Oh my goodness. And then what was the 19? Good. I'm glad to see Eileen is saying I need help with nominee. So everyone, N is new, yes. Oh my goodness, to domineer is to rule in an overbearing manner. At least I did realize after taking sides meant to take sides away, but you had to jump from rule in overbearing manner to domineer. Well, I suppose it is a straightforward definition of domineer, but that is very tough. Yeah, so Grant and Gary starred in Arsenic and Old Lace, which leapt out at me in rows 2, 8, and 14. Now let's take a look at that. Oh my goodness, that is so clever. Arsenic. And where's the Old Lace? Down at the bottom, Old Lace. That is so clever. Well, I'm very glad that one of you pointed me to this 15 squared blog because I would miss out on things like that. Oh, and it was 80 years ago. My goodness. I need to watch that again. Yeah, so leech was a bung and shrug for me. I don't know what, does that mean you put it in, but you have no idea what it means? Bung and shrug, okay. Insomnia, it's a playtex action and play. Rest less, sleep less. Yeah, I suppose so. All right, well, that was quite a test today. There were a few I had to reveal and then I got the wrong end of the stick on. And oh my goodness, I think there were about seven I had to look up here to see how the wordplay worked, but got there in the end. Thank you as always for watching and have a wonderful day.